Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, great and wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, great and wonderful people of Africa. I greet you, I welcome you to this program. There is something I want to show you. Like yesterday, I promised you that Asari Dokubo confessed that he was the one burning the people's houses in Biafra land. He confessed, but I want you to watch the video till end. You will understand exactly when he made that confession. Pay attention to this video. I will come in. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, great people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world. We are back again to start and to continue rather what we are doing, because what we are doing, the enemies, they are feeling it right there in their camps, and we are seeing the result of what we are doing. So there is no going back. We must continue. We must not relent. We will never relent. We will continue to do what we are doing. And there is no way, and there is no Jupiter or any energy or force that will stop us until we achieve our goal. And our goal is to achieve Biafra. While we are still at it, we are extracting the chaff from the wheat, and we will continue to do so regardless of who is crying, regardless of whom is getting hurt. We will continue to do so because we are on a just course. We are actually, on a just course. And I want you to understand, great Biafrans all over the world, wherever you are, I want you to understand that what we are here to do this evening, it is something very special. I am going to show you exactly how this mainstream media and even social media, how they are censoring our Biafra struggle, that they are not, actually distributing our informations to where it should go, but they are bringing us Korean movies, and we are seeing Korean movies in our Facebook pages. We are seeing all those things that are not even important. You see Korean movie where they are speaking Korea. You see Chinese movie where they are speaking Chinese. You see other movies where you know that you have nothing to do with this, and they are bringing it to us, but they are not taking our struggle to them. They are not doing it vice versa, because they continue to censor what we are doing. And from the interview of Professor Anya, I want to show you exactly the real example of what I am saying here. From this interview, from this formidable professor, Dr. Anya, there is something I pictured here. I know that so many of you saw this interview, but you might not decode that or pick it up. But I paid attention and I pick it up, and I know that the problem lies with this, mainstream media. The problem lies even on social media, including Facebook and YouTube, how they are censoring our struggle. So we are going to expose it this evening, and we are going to be touching on those our boots on the ground. Of course, we have new boots on the ground, and these ones immediately they were actually unveiled. The enemy started panicking. They started crying because they know that it is a shame to them, and they are crying because they did not know how far the DOS, have gone in this struggle, because informations are not reaching out to you guys anymore, because we don't know who is the enemy and who is with us. Just like you will see the double agent called Chiamaka Jere, Akuna, the Ashawo. He does not know where he will belong. Tomorrow he is castigating his master. Tomorrow, the next tomorrow, he will, be on their fundraising. That is to show you the epitome of a two-faced idiot. That's what you saw in that guy called Chiamaka. Now, I want you, Biafrans all over the world, share this video. If you are joining us for the first time at Judge Money Blog, you follow the page. If you are joining us for the first time at Judge Money Blog /television, /TV, you follow the page, share the video, and invite others to join. If you are watching from YouTube at Judge Money Blog Africa, continue to like the video for the algorithm to do the sharing. And don't forget to subscribe to that YouTube channel as we continue to bring you the information and the discovery as we are making progress. And make sure that when you are coming to the program, don't forget to bring your attentive. Rather, don't forget to listen attentively, because most of the problem we have is that some of you go to a program, you don't pay attention, you will just be watching or trying to find out where this individual, what this individual is talking about, without you trying to understand everything and anything that the person is saying. So I want you this evening to pay very good attention. So there is something I want to actually bring to life from the interview granted by one hood, granted by one hood to our dear sister, Professor Dr. Anya. So now, where do we start? We are also going to be talking about the man in the creek, the pig in the creek, Asari Dokubo, and his lamentation and complaint, and the way he is, actually trembling. But we are coming there. We have a lot in the bag, so we have to kick off immediately. Now, great Biafrans all over the world, I want you to know that we are making progress. It is not everything that we are doing that we are going to bring online to show you, because we are now, we are now actually using our strategy, and we do not want to expose our strategy. Just like the wise will say, do not allow the enemy to master your strategy. And that same strategy is what we are using. And the same strategy that is we are going to use until Mazen Nnamdi Kanu comes out and he will ratify every confusion on those who have low spirit and low discernment. Now, I want you to share this video as we progress. First of all, I want to show you something from this interview of our dear, sister who is formidable. There is something I want to show you there. Pay very good attention. Of course, I know you haven't been paying attention. You just listen to it and you are not grabbing something. But the difference between I and you is that whenever I listen to anything, I try to pay attention. I try to grasp something that you might not be able to pick up. That is different between I and you. So let's go there.
Wow. And this everything meant directly funding genocide of the people of Biafra. This is what happened. This is the historical record. I'm not saying anything that's in doubt or in question, right? Yes. Even when it was happening during this period of 1967 to 1970, the BBC themselves were producing documentaries, decrying it, covering all the protests that were happening in Great Britain.
This is recent.
Yeah, this is very recent. My sister, for example, is turning 60 this month. And my sister was alive at that time. She was like 5, 6.
Right.
My other brother was alive at the time, and my second brother was in my mother's belly. She was pregnant during this time, running from village to village to escape the bombs that they were throwing at villagers. So when we tell you that 3 million people, some people have said up to 5 million, 6 million, or some people quote low. So the sort of average agreed upon number that you really cannot contest is about 3 million. When you think of a Holocaust,
Right.
this is a Holocaust.
Absolutely.
Now, the Holocaust that we're most familiar with is the most famous one against the Jewish people, where 6 million of them were massacred.
Absolutely.
So at the most sort of conservative estimation, they did half of us,
Right.
half that number. Civilians, these are non-combatants, and more than 1 million children alone starved.
Wow.
The British paid for that. And Queen Elizabeth II was ruler. She was monarch at that time. This was the government that she was supervising. Now, I don't buy this notion that she was just a statue,
I
if
was
you
going
will.
to ask you that question.
Or
You're reading my
a
mind.
decorative plant.
Right.
Or, some kind of, I don't know, tchotchke sitting on the shelf.
Right.
This was a ruler. This was someone, the very crown that she had on her head signifying the fact that she's a monarch was made from plunder,
Right.
diamonds, blood.
I want you to understand, I want you to pay very good attention once it comes to that area, the place. It is not more than 5 minutes before it gets there because I did not start it afresh. When it comes to that point that I want to pick up, I will let you know. But I want to refresh your mind from this, the beginning, from this extent before we get to where we are going. She is making a lot of exposition here, and that is exactly the way it is. So what we are trying to pick up is something that you are not aware of that has been happening. Even though we broadcast every day, now we want to see how far is our broadcast is going. Pay attention.
Blood diamond.
Absolutely.
So the throne that she's sitting on is a throne of blood. So you cannot say that she was just this little old lady or this figurehead that really had nothing to do with anything, and it was just the British government that were making their deals and, governing however they would, without relating it directly to her, because she directly benefited her very position as a monarch, the palace that she lived in, the opulence, the obscene levels of wealth that she enjoyed
Absolutely.
were all paid for by our blood. And I don't say this figuratively, and I
Right.
don't say this as something that, this long remote past, let's say, of human enslavement, which on my mother's side, she's from Trinidad, my ancestors over there were enslaved by the British. I'm talking about recent living memory of people still alive today. Her money, her government funded our slaughter. And people expected me to be calm or to be, I don't know what they expected.
Right.
When the person who literally paid money for bombs and guns and military
Absolutely.
supplies to come and massacre your people is dying.
Right.
You're not supposed to dance. What's the reaction to that?
I remember when we found out that Osama bin Laden was killed, and Americans celebrated, right? Because they held him responsible for 9/11, which just passed, and that terror that occurred and those 3,000 or so people that died.
Yeah.
And it's like, but when it's our terror, when it's our pain, when it's our loss as Black and brown people, and we, particularly when we express it in a way that challenges, white supremacy, the white supremacy dominant narrative, and this, kind of almost like Disneying idea that people had of a queen, then all of a sudden it's like we we're always told to be civil, to be calm, to be peaceful as Black and brown people. And so, but when it's somebody that you feel harmed America, you can dance, you can celebrate, you can take out your
Absolutely,
flags,
yeah.
and that's held up. You can have lynchings were celebratory things in the history of the United States of America, where they would have a parade and party and
take children.
Right.
An entire family would go and enjoy the spectacle
100%.
of murdering Black people.
100%, 100%. So, my last question is, a support petition has been produced.
Yeah.
4,000 or 5,000 people have signed this petition. So when you see that support, just how do you feel in that moment?
It felt so good, right? Especially since I was locked out of Twitter,
Right.
Battling this suspension, and having my account, temporarily suspended. And just seeing the outpouring of support from people who may or may not have agreed with how I expressed my pain, but certainly believed that I had a right to do it.
Absolutely.
In however I did it. And that was so important to me. And it was wonderful to see that, because not only that letter with, 4,000, 5,000 signatures,
Yeah.
was
like fellow academics,
of academics,
journalists, students.
exactly, people in this country, in the United States, and around the world. And it wasn't just academics, it was professionals, it was
Right.
community members, students, all sorts of people were there saying, we got your back.
Absolutely.
Now, once again, they were not endorsing what I did or the words that I used, but they were endorsing my right to speak my truth and to speak my pain and not be terrorized and abused and violently targeted for it when Jeff Bezos put that target on my back.
Absolutely.
And then, in addition to that letter, there was also a letter from my colleagues at my university, other faculty, staff, other employees, with more than 100 names on that letter as well. And then another letter from students
Wow.
at Carnegie Mellon who filled, last time I looked, like 8 pages of signatures, and not even on a list form, in like block text,
Wow.
one after
Wow.
the other, thick.
Beautiful.
And even on campus, they spray painted on sort of the main quad. There's this wall, this white wall, where they spray painted RIP colonialism on one side, and on the other side, let her speak. These were Carnegie Mellon students who did that. So when I saw all of that, the outpouring of support from the broader academic community and in general, people outside of my institution, along with my colleagues at my institution and the students that I serve at this institution, I cannot, and I'm, a words person. Words are my business. I'm a linguist. I cannot even find the words to tell you just how thankful and grateful and joyful I felt.
Beautiful.
In such days of pain, right? Because I'm a human being. I act tough, right? But you can only take so much abuse.
True.
So in all of that pain, to get this kind of support, I realize I have people.
Absolutely.
I have people.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Wonderful. And that includes us in one hood.
Yes,
as well.
indeed.
You got us too. Beautiful. Beautiful.
That was deep. That was intense. But I mean, this speaks to the volume about like how these ripples effects are felt across the globe when
100%.
you talk about the monarchy. Like, not everybody is going to react favorably to the crown, and this is a lesson to people. It should be a lesson to people
Absolutely.
globally that the people of the global majority have been the ones that have been forced into subjugation, been the one forced into oppression, been the ones who have felt the tyranny of the crown firsthand, right?
And told like to just like suck it up
and just deal with it, right? Because of
be happy
because
you
we got
something.
the East India Trading Company, right? Because we have a gold standard, because we have English as this lingua franca spoken around the world. Because we have all these things that fall under the umbrella of the crown that quote unquote benefit the world. We're supposed to be quiet and just accept it because they civilize the savage, right? And these are things that we're supposed to be placated with.
And I have to also say that my quarrel is not with the British people.
Right.
The British people are subject to her rule as well.
Yeah,
100%.
You know, there is no quarrel with the British people. They are subjects. They don't elect her.
This is something that's extrapolated, right? And I have a lot to say about this. Like, I have so much to say about this. In the West, patriotism equals prejudice, right? You look at what people talk about patriotism is in the States. You wave around the flag.
Pay very good attention when this dude is talking. Whenever you hear this dude talking, pay very good attention. There is something he mentioned that I want you to, I want you actually to grasp that thing. Once he mentioned it, I will also let you know. Now you will understand how far and how censored, how our awareness is being censored. Because the same people who are actually fighting us, who are trying to put us in this bondage that we are trying to come out of, they are the same people who controls this media. I want you to pay attention to this dude. Very, very important.
Symbol of violence for a lot of people.
100%.
In England, it's no different. In Canada, it's no different. Like, you wave around the Union Jack, you wave around the maple leaf. Indigenous people suffered at the hands of erecting their flag on soil.
Absolutely.
Right? The Irish, who are white people, weren't considered human by the crown, right? And these are things. This is what I'm saying. Like, I have yet to see, and maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe you can tell me. I have yet to see the conversation where people are backlashing and slandering the Irish people for speaking out against the Queen. Has anybody? Has it come up online at all?
I mean, I think I haven't seen it. I mean, I saw, like, but I'm not on Irish Twitter. I'm on Black Twitter, so I saw
and that's another thing.
The response of Black Twitter, and I, just speaking to what you said, I learned a lot. I didn't know, like, the word loot is an Indian word.
Pajama.
Cummerbund,
veranda.
But that, like, it was like attributed to the fact that they took so many diamonds from India.
They looted.
Right. And so I think of course I laughed, when you had mentioned what you said about Prince Harry. It reminded me of the tweet that somebody had said about the Queen, like, never having to pay rent.
Yeah.
And like, basically was just like, you're just living off vibes, right? You know what I'm saying?
And then they dragged me for calling him jobless.
Right. They said, this was the tweet. Can't stop thinking about how that lady lived nearly 100 years, never had a job, never paid rent, just lived off public dollars, stolen wealth, and vibes. We've never seen anything like her. She just might be the greatest grifting parasite the world has ever seen. And it's like but again, it's like part of what makes social media dope is that people who, like, if there was no social media, all we would see was mainstream media, this kind of celebration of mourning, we wouldn't hear the other side. And somebody like me who knew a little bit, but I didn't know about Biafra. Like, I didn't know about these things. So I do.
Did you hear what this guy says? He didn't know about Biafra. Let's hear that again. It was him. It was this one. Let's just pay very good attention. Pay very
Prince
good
Harry. It reminded me of the tweet that somebody had said about the Queen, like, never having to pay rent.
Yeah.
and like, you know, basically was just like, you're just living off vibes, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they dragged me for calling him jobless.
Right. They said, this was the tweet. Can't stop thinking about how that lady lived nearly 100 years, never had a job, never paid rent, just lived off public dollars, stolen wealth, and vibes. We've never seen anything like her. She just might be the greatest grifting parasite the world has ever seen. And it's like when you, but again, it's like part of what makes social media dope is that people who like, you know, if there was no social media, all we would see was mainstream media, this kind of celebration of mourning, we wouldn't hear the other side. And somebody like me who knew a little bit, but I didn't know about Biafra. Like I didn't.
Did you hear that? He doesn't know about Biafra. He is he is media. He is in radio. He, you know, this is one hood talked black. They didn't know about Biafra. Do you know why? Because all this awareness we are creating, Facebook, YouTube, they are actually putting it, they are actually censoring it to particular set of people, not even people outside, you know, the movement. They just censor it to you and me only. They are not taking it far where it should go because they do not want your voice and my voices to be heard. That's what they've been doing in Africa. And this is what the mainstream media has been doing in the last, you know, century. In the last century, if there is ever, yes, in the last century, that's what they do. The mainstream media. They show you what they want you to see. And it is now in the what do you call social media? Social media is now doing the same thing. They are doing the same thing, such as this Facebook, where we are. They are doing the same thing. They do not want our voices to be heard. They only want to report, actually, you know, they only want to report the trouble. That is what they are reporting to the world. When you see now the things that they are going to report is that now, if there is any propaganda carried by Nigeria, you know, cabal, that one will go far. But when there is any complaint, any cry of Biafrans, they will censor it. They will not even take it far. They just send it to me, send it to you. As long as you are just this, we are just censored in this, you know, we are caged that our cry will not even exit Nigeria or exit those people that are connected to the struggle. That's what they do. That is what they do. What the mainstream media did in 1967, that is what the social media is doing. If not that this our sister is somebody who is already exposed, and the enemies actually made that tweet, made it more famous because she is connected to a lot of people. She you know, this is what you call a killer. She actually utilized that moment to send that message at the right time. That is the reason why this message is actually bringing hell to these people who place us in this predicament where we find ourselves today. That's exactly what it is. Because if not that she's connected to a lot of people and she is not a, you know, she is not an activist, you know, they didn't see that coming. That was the reason why they tried to actually suspend her from Twitter. If not that the people that are connected to her actually started, you know, standing in solidarity with her, they will censor that message that she sent out. They will censor it without it reaching to the right source, but because they did not see it coming. That's why it went viral. That's actually how it always begins. We are getting to that miracle. We are getting to that miracle that will happen for us to, get our freedom. That miracle is around the corner. If anybody tell you that a Professor Ujuanya, who will, if she actually want to censor herself for politicians in Nigeria, actually to use her, she could. But she utilized that moment. That very, very important moment. She utilized it. She used it, and she made use of it. The whole world now, they are now aware of Biafra. Even the students in her school, they are now aware of the genocide committed against our people prior to 1967 until today. We are still suffering genocide from Nigeria as a contraption created by Britain. When we want to air our problems, Facebook restricts us from airing our problem. YouTube restricts us from airing our problem because Nigeria is making Facebook to be very, very complicit. Nigeria is making Facebook to be very complicit. That is the reason why our problem is always censored. They just actually bring out what they want to bring out and now cover what they want to cover. This has been the same problem that has been happening to black people all over the world, black struggle all over the world. But when it talks about this white struggle, you will hear it everywhere. That is the reason why they will always bring to you things that are irrelevant. They will bring to you those rubbish, useless, skit. Will I call it comedies from Mexico, comedies from Asia, comedies or even porn on Facebook. They will bring it to you, porn on Facebook. But when you actually share things that is very, very important, that will help people's life to thrive, Facebook will censor it, or they will restrict you, or they will give you a low distribution. Now, just like I am saying, Facebook, each and every day, Facebook is reducing my followers on Judge Money blog. They are actually reducing it. The more people are coming in, the more they are reducing it. I actually found somebody. I was telling them about what we do. I actually noticed this. I was telling somebody about what we do on the internet. Now, that person, now I asked him that to check me out on Facebook. That person checked me out on Facebook. Immediately, he followed me. I went ahead and now to check, what is going on my Facebook. I found out that 5 people were removed when she followed me. Each and every time somebody follows me, they remove maybe 3 or 4. Why are they doing it? Now you will now begin to understand what we are grappling with. We are grappling against the principalities and powers from the high places. That is the reason why a media man like this guy, One Hood, they don't even know about Biafra until they met Professor Anya. But we are always online. We are always online. It is time to ask Facebook, are they actually representing equally what they're supposed to be representing? Are they actually doing that? Not only Facebook, Google. Not only Facebook, Google. Are they actually representing those? Why do they have to censor the life of a black man? There is something I want to show you that is very, very similar to this thing that this guy is saying here. But you will hear it from somebody you might not be expecting to hear it. Then you will know when this issue started. It started from, 90s.
It started from 90s, not even today. But now I want to allow this guy to finish what he was saying before we go to it. And we are also coming to Asari Dokubo's issue.
Know about these things. So again, I have 50 more million questions, but I do want to pass it to Trouble and Miracle as well to kind of hop into the conversation.
So I don't have a question. I have more of a statement. And my statement is about how your specific case, especially with Jeff Bezos jumping into the conversation, but not criticizing the Irish celebration of the death of the Queen,
right,
goes to show it's like another piece of evidence for the fact that black women are the most disenfranchised people in this country.
Right.
He felt it easier to come at you than it would be to come at the Irish people, literally dancing on social media to the occasion.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
And, you know, my partner, while all this was happening, she would read tweets to me sometimes or let me know what was going on. Like, I didn't have access to to it myself.
Yeah.
But she would kind of narrate things or send.
They actually wanted to shut her up because they didn't see that coming. They wanted to shut her up. That is the reason why Twitter is a real-time something. You see, Twitter is very dangerous. If it was on Facebook, they were going to succeed in shutting her up. If it was on YouTube, probably they will succeed in shutting her up. But because it was Twitter, they were not able to do so. Now, let me actually show you a typical example, of what I am trying to say here. Let me show you a typical example of what I'm trying to say. But that example I am going to show you, you might, maybe you might not like the person that is bringing it up, but actually listen to the message.
To me, it's like, it is my sensitive side that likes to blow up the hard side, because if my image or my reputation could stop a confrontation before it happens, I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? I know how it is day to day. It's a constant man ego check going on in this street, in this world. So part of that is just like, that's my resume. But as far as the media, they look at it something different. They don't care about my resume. They don't care about me not getting in trouble. It's just another story, and it's a real story. They don't have to pay for it, and they're gonna milk it for all it's worth. As far as people, they want me, when they first see me, to humble myself. They want me to be like this and da-da-da, just because they're scared of me. But I don't feel like that's my job, to humble myself, to show you that I'm not a threat. I'm not a threat unless you're a threat to me. You know what I'm saying? So when people say, when you meet Pac, he's different than he is, because when somebody one-on-one, anybody one-on-one, I believe, honestly, that I can talk. I believe that I have the ability to reason, I have logic, I have compassion, I have understanding. If we talk, there's no problems. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what happens. People use what they heard in the media, and that's how they come at it.
People use what they heard on the media, because this is exactly what we called media sabotage, media propaganda. And this is what Europeans, Britain, and even America, they have, they use actually to keep a black person quiet. This is what they use to keep a black man quiet. They use media propaganda. They portray it like you are the bad guy. They call you the bad guy. They call you the problem. They will not show your complaint. They will always want to draw that. Just like I made mention of Idi Amin of Uganda one time, that they painted this man as a person who feed on human flesh, just because he does not want, he never wanted white monopoly in his country. He wants equality. If you are Europeans, you can do the same job as people of Uganda. They made him to be the beast that everyone knows. Because if you ask, the young generation, or maybe not the young generation, I will say the older generation, about the Idi Amin of Uganda, if not the media social media that we are exposed today, thanks to the fourth industrial revolution, that expose all these things to us, we will be seeing these people as the boogeyman. We are not going to be seeing them as our hero, those who actually lay the background of what we are doing today. But they painted them to be the bad guy. The same way they are trying to paint all the agitators, Black lives, all of them, they want to paint them to be the bad guy. When you complain, when you show your evidence, they hide it away from the world. When they show the things again, when they want to actually blackmail you, they show it to the whole world. That is exactly what is still happening today. Let's continue to listen to this. And
then, you know, we got a clash.
Let me put this to you. A lot of people tell me Tupac is, for the most part, a nice guy. This old thug thing, hype. Good for record sales. Helps him identify with the young people who are out there and angry, who would maybe label him a sellout like they did Hammer if he didn't have that hard side. What about that?
First of all, nobody could call me a sellout. I'm not going for that. I'm not even in that. I'm not looking for approval from the Black community, because we don't give approval. You know, we don't really do nothing but exist. So it's not like Black people could tell me you a sellout or you true blue. You know what I'm saying? It's not that. I'm not even caught up in that. But I can see that, you know what I'm saying, the one thing we do have in common as Black people is we share that poverty. So the thug side is more closer.
one thing we do have in common is we share that poverty. That's what we do have in common. We share that poverty, because it is now actually a projection that you must live in poverty as long as you are a Black African. Regardless of if you are a Black African in America, regardless of whether you are a Black African in Europe, you share that poverty. Everything you do, you are actually, you are actually projected to, to actually have access to some certain things, not everything. You have access to certain things. You have benefit of certain things, not everything. That is how we share that poverty. As long as you are racist, you are a Black person, you have a share of this Black poverty. That is exactly what makes us the same around the world. Now, when you come to Africa, the Black people from Africa, they are not actually making it easier for the Blacks, their fellow Black people, because they are serving the master. They are doing the bidding of the master. And this is exactly what you see playing out in Nigeria. They are doing the bidding of the master, Britain. That is the reason why you find this guy in Asari telling you that they have to rename University of Nsukka to Queen Elizabeth. Dude, this same Queen Elizabeth was the same person who fed the people of Nsukka. She fed them like pigeon, like birds. Imagine that type of insult on your face. That's exactly what we do in our hood. We share the same poverty. And we share this poverty. We are smiling while we are in this poverty. We are restricted. We are censored. Our complaint is censored. Our problems are censored from the world to see. But now, the only problem, our struggle is censored. Our problem is now everywhere for the world to see. That's how I will put it. Our struggle is censored. Our problem is now everywhere to see. Or our trouble is everywhere for people to see. That's exactly what it is. Let's continue to listen to this guy, the Tupac Shakur.
To the poverty than me being rich. You know, how can I come to any community center, you know what I'm saying, sporting a Rolex presidential, all these diamonds, and be like, look, We, you know what I'm saying? gotta. But now when I say we, they know what I mean. I'm not saying like I live in this neighborhood and nothing, but I'm a thug and they thugs. They can relate to it. I don't even have to say that. You know what I'm saying? When I come, I don't have to say I'm real. They already know that. You know what I'm saying? From me being me. From not pushing the thugness, but I know from the business that everybody in this business is always whispering in your ear about what you can't say, what you can't do, what you can't wear in this world and in this world. It's two worlds, a white world and a black world. All I did was stand in the middle, you know what I'm saying, and say I'm living in both worlds. I can go to the streets and survive, and I can go out here and do my business out here.
You even admit it.
And that is the reason why they cut him off, because he stand in the middle. He don't want that limitation. He never wanted that black limitation. He want to stand in the middle. He want to live like a human being. He does not want to have that black limitation. And he continued to educate black people. You cannot live in that limitation. They're censoring you. They make you to be where they want you to be. That you can actually break free from this, limitation. They have programmed you to be you can break free because of the message. The message was so loud and clear. That's the reason why they cut him off. There is something I want you to pay attention to, listen to, hear what he said about how they will now project the trouble, but they will never project the pain they are afflicting on you. They will never project it. They only project the trouble when you want to react upon that pain. But when you are actually carrying that pain, smiling, they will actually be showing it to the world. You are smiling. You are not showing this pain that they are afflicting on you. That's the problem. That has been the black lives. That has been the Biafra lives. They don't want us to speak. They don't want the world to hear us out. They only want the world to see the trouble that Nigeria is showing them. That is the problem. And this is exactly the reason why the people from Europe, America, and Britain, like if you have to talk about the people from Britain, you will say now, this is the reason why they have not started questioning their leadership that place Africa on abstract poverty, on abject poverty. Because they are censoring these things. They know that this new generation will start asking them questions. Why are you a parasite on Africa? Why are you cleaved on Africa? Sucking them and exploiting them of their resources. Because they are not showing them these things. Our struggle. That is the reason why you will not see so many people asking these questions. They are hiding it away from them. The same way they wanted to hide Uju Anya's outcry. The same way they wanted to censor it, but they were too late. Thanks to Chukwoki Kabiama, who lives in heaven, who made it possible for her to take them by surprise. And this is how it is going to continue happening. Will continue to take them by surprise. If you tag United Nations on an issue concerning Biafra, they sweep it under the carpet. If you tag international community on the issue concerning Biafra, they sweep it under the carpet, because sometimes you might even be thinking that you are tagging them. Maybe the social media where you are tagging them is actually disconnecting them, because they always censor what comes from black nation. They always censor what comes from a black man. And the same thing Facebook is doing. And I believe that Mark Zuckerberg is supposed to be a Jewish whom his ancestors suffered the Holocaust. And he knows actually what that means. And he is now in this era doing what he's doing because we are black, he is white. Because if his ancestors are cried about the Holocaust and painted this guy from Germany, Adolf Hitler, and painted him to be the devil, why is he not actually making our voices to be heard? Rather, he is censoring it. That is to show that all of them are the same. They are all the same. They will never allow our voices to be heard. That is the reason why sometimes it pays when we actually, do things ourselves, when we actually take, decide our faith ourselves, when we actually come together and do it ourselves from the ground. The reason why they will continue to censor our complaint, our cry, is because they also have censored our brain through religion. They have censored our brain through religion. They gave us this information that is false doctrine. They continue to feed our children with false doctrine, telling you that the slave must be obedient even to the core until death. These things, they have been affecting our minds that we cannot actually call for a revolution and stand firm with it. We cannot stand firm on a revolution to curb our problem. We are so scared of these masters. We celebrate the criminals that are exploiting us. We celebrate the evildoers that are exploiting us. We are not celebrating our heroes, because they will make us not to recognize our heroes. They always make us actually to recognize our boogeyman, and we celebrate them. And that is the reason why this boogeyman will continue to, make us see us as nothing. That's why they throw money on the air for you. The same way Queen throw food on the ground for you. That is the reason why I continue to say, we need this mental strength to actually fight our enemies. Mental strength. The epitome of it, as what I'm trying to actually, am I trying to actually show you what it means to have this mental strength, no matter the attack from the enemy, no matter what they are actually telling you on that comment section. Keep hitting them hard. Don't worry about the comment section. Worry about the goal. Worry about the goal that you are about to score. That's the most important thing in our struggle. No matter what they tell you, you shouldn't, whether you see somebody that is defending you in that comment section or not, continue to hit your enemy hard. Because what you need is resilience. Resilient. You must have that amount of resilience in you for you to defeat every enemy of a black man, including the enemy amongst the black men. Let us continue. Pay attention.
I don't live in that neighborhood anymore. There's no real reason for you to carry a 9mm.
Don't believe that. Why? In 2 years, I've had a gun pulled on me by my limo driver, by police, by everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I better be. You know what I'm saying? I've been attacked. You ain't read the papers about these skinheads trying to blow up black churches. Why? They see me as the enemy just like y'all do. You know what I'm saying? They can come to my house and sit outside my house just like anybody else can. A skinhead. And once my life is gone, it's gone. Can't nobody give it back to me. Not the judge, not the president, not the governor, not Calvin Butts, not Jesse Jackson. They can't do nothing but come to my funeral and talk pretty about how black people suffer. You understand? This is all I want to say. For all the people that doubt me, I had no record all my life. Okay? No record, no police record, until I made a record. As my video was debuting on MTV, I was behind bars getting beat up by the police department. I got a $10 million lawsuit. They said they would settle with me and everything. You know what I'm saying? But nobody cared about that. That wasn't blew up all in the news. They didn't see me. They did not see me on TV with my eye busted, my head busted. There's pictures.
They did not see him on TV with his eyes busted and everything. They did not show his affliction. They did not show the affliction to the world. Now I want you to hear what they want to show to the world. The same way they are not showing our affliction to the world. They are not showing our cry to the world. They are actually trying to show anything that is propaganda coming out from Nigeria against Biafra. They will make it go viral so that the world will see Biafra as the devil. That's what they continue to do. Now pay attention to hear it from Tupac Shakur. This is Black life. He represents Black life. He represents Black struggle. That's what so many people does not know about Tupac Shakur. Let's continue.
Pictures of those.
In Oakland,
you don't
you're
see,
talking
yes,
about.
in Oakland. You don't see them pictures. You see pictures of Tupac coming out of jail in cuffs. You don't see pictures of the police standing over me beating my brains in. You don't see that. But I see that. That's what I see.
Growing up without a father, sometimes not being with your mother, do you lament on and look back and say, damn, I missed something big?
Everything. I know for a fact that had I had a father, had I had somebody, and I hate saying this because white people love hearing black people talk about this, but had I had a father, had I had some of these opportunities, I'd have been able to help my mother more. She wouldn't have went the road she went. I could have been a better son. Watching my mother just go through changes and everything, it's like my mother's my partner. She a soldier, you know, she a soldier like I'm a soldier, you know, and I watched the peep the game that she went through. If I would have went the same way my mother went, had not she did her route and showed me where it went wrong with her. My mother always told me, don't you ever just volunteer yourself to our people, because they'll use you. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? She also told me to follow my heart and for me to be the leader.
But it's interesting to see just the change in your face, your reaction, your thought process.
That's all I ever wanted to do. Ask my mama. I wanted to go to college. I went to school all the way and was ready to go to college. The only thing that stopped me was money. The time all the kids in my school was writing applications to go to college, I didn't have no lights and no electricity. And that ain't my mama's fault. You know what I'm saying? So when I think back to that, I'm not thugging for me. I'm thugging for my family. I pay all the bills. You know what I'm saying? I feed my whole family. Wrong or right, I do. And I can't stop. You know what I'm saying? And if thugging is gonna make me $1 million, because it just got me platinum, then that's what I got to do constantly. And if it makes me feel, because right now, I feel satisfied. I don't feel like I've ever embarrassed myself or my people, you know, in nothing that I've done. And yet and all, I got the whole world fear me. You know what I'm saying? At 23, weighing 160 pounds, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't even started. I haven't even rolled my plan out yet, and they scared. I got the vice president know who I am, the president, every cop and every...
That is exactly what they are so scared of. Making you famous. That is what they are so scared of. That is the reason why when you see black celebrities, you will see that their mind and their brain is censored to one thing: serving the master. Black celebrities from the United States, black celebrities from Europe, from all over the place, their brain and their mind is censored, serving the master. As if they go through a reformation process before they become these celebrities. That's what it looks like, because you will never see them being that black man who came from a black hood, who suffered what black people are suffering. They will never advocate for black people. Rather, they will actually be like this white dude who is actually wearing a skin of a black man, because their mind is censored to think like the oppressors. That has been the problem. Their mind is censored to think like oppressors. That is the reason why One Man Squad, Tupac Shakur, he made himself be known, so that when he speak, when he advocate for the black lives, the whole world will hear him. No one is gonna censor him, because they know that the real message go through music. Now that is the reason why they now, every musician that is an activist, most of them were eliminated, because this message that goes through the music is unstoppable. You will never stop it. What about Bob Marley? You saw his message. His message is loud and clear. His message was loud and clear. That is exactly what it is. Where is he today? He was murdered. Now, the same applies to my dude here. He was murdered because they are black, giving the message of our awakening to the rest of the black world. And this is what we will continue to see. If we black people cannot change our approach, if we cannot change the way we do things, if we cannot change the way we reason, because we black people, we actually swallowing our own people. We actually placing ourselves in this abject poverty that we find in our hood. There is no way we're gonna come out of this shit if we cannot change something that is upstairs. Seek ye first the kingdom of God. Seek ye first the kingdom, where you will find the knowledge to emancipate, where you will find the knowledge to do the right thing, where you will find the knowledge to make yourself free from slavery, from mental slavery, from being censored. It is, I wish these guys were still alive. If they were alive, they were going to transform black world through music. Bob Marley was going to transform black world through music, but their life was cut short because they know the aura that they are carrying. They know that they cannot be limited. They know that their fellow black people who are not giving it, who are giving it out not through music, they were censored. That is the reason why he said that he stood in between. He does not want to actually, depend on being a black person or be censored or be caged on one place as a black person. He is in between. That is the reason why at some point in my life, I decided to start, rolling with the capitalist. Actually, to start understanding their game, to start understanding the way they roll, just for me to actually emancipate. Because these people, they are free-minded people. That's why they are innovative. That's why they are able to sit and think about something, have a vision of something, and they will implement it. It will help me and you, because our mind is clustered with some stupid thoughts, how to oppress one another, how to reap where we did not sow. That's exactly what our mind, and this reaping where we did not sow, as if it is reaping from your enemy, it is reaping from yourself. That's the worst part of it. Or that is the worst conundrum we have found ourselves. Now, let us finalize. I want you to pay attention to what he says next. Pay very good attention to what he says next. It will actually help you to understand where I am actually going right now.
City, you know what I'm saying? And I haven't even started working out a plan. You know what I'm saying? If thugging is gonna make me $1 million because it just got me platinum, then that's what I got to do constantly. And if it makes me feel, because right now, I feel satisfied. I don't feel like I've ever embarrassed myself or my people, in nothing that I've done. And yet and all, I got the whole world fear me. You know what I'm saying? At 23. Weighing 160 pounds, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't even started. I haven't even wrote my plan out yet, and they scared. I got the vice president know who I am, the president, every cop in every city, you know what I'm saying? And I haven't even started working out a plan.
Their biggest fear, to God the whole world know about you, to God the whole world know about you advocating for freedom of black and white, advocating for the freedom of black lives. That is the biggest fear of these people who colonized you. That is the biggest fear of these people who did the amalgamation in 1914, because they don't want us to be heard. They don't want their new generation actually to hear us out. They do not want anything to do with, with our voice being heard. They make sure that they suppress it, they oppress us, they continue the oppression, and we are in dark. We are in darkness. And how are we in darkness? Because we lack exposure, we lack information, which makes us to be ignorant of the fact that we are actually we are grappling with everything we do. Information is power. If you don't have information, you are ignorant. Automatically, you are ignorant. That is the reason why you have so many people today. They are actually going astray from the struggle that we are doing because they lack information. They lack information. And whenever you lack information, you are ignorant to the core. That is exactly where I want us to actually leave this, going back to understand how the media, the mainstream media, the social media, they are censoring our information, how they are censoring our cry, how they are censoring what we do, how they are censoring the information we are putting out in this public domain, so that the right people will not get to hear our cry. The right people will not get to hear what we are actually complaining about. If you are typical about your freedom fighting, if you are typical about what you're grappling with as a black person, you will be having problem with Facebook. You will be having problem with YouTube. If you are typical, they just want you to continue to sugarcoat whatever that is worrying you, whatever oppression that you are going through as a black person. They want you to be sugarcoating it. You will never be, be restricted if you continue to sugarcoat your problem. They don't want you to be raw. They don't want you to be organic about your lives, about your history. They don't want you to be organic about it. They will say that you are actually inciting violence. But when they are doing this violence against you, it is nothing. When you speak out about this, violence being done against you, it becomes that you are inciting violence. That is the word they always use in order to make sure that they restrict us from being heard. It is. Because they don't know how, they know how you feel, but they don't want the world to know how you feel. Because if the world gets to know how you feel, there are good people in the world, they will feel the same way for you. And they will question their people. And that is the reason why, that is their biggest fear. That is the reason why they ended Mad Dog, Tupac, they ended Bob Marley, they ended Martin Luther King, they ended Thomas Sankara, they ended so many of them that came before us. But this generation is a generation they cannot mess with. They ain't gonna mess with this generation because this generation know their story. They cannot mess with us. We will continue to speak our minds, just like our Professor Ujuanya did it, and the whole world heard it. That is one day you will find somebody in British Parliament speaking out. The whole people in Britain, they are going to actually hear our voice. They will know that there is this Holocaust that happened in 1967 to 1970, the second Holocaust. It happened in Biafra land. Britain sponsored it. Britain made sure that it happened to make sure that they actually seize Biafra nation from existence. That was the plan. That was their plan. But at the end of the day, you will understand that we are actually moving forward. They can never ever stop us. They will never stop us. Because we are moving. We continue to move. Let me bring more people actually into this program so that we are going to bring in more audience to this program, and we are going to actually bring down the Asari Dokubo's issue. We are going to bring Asari Dokubo's issue. But first of all, let us now bring more people to the program. Share the video as we proceed. Continue to do the sharing as we proceed. Now, let us bring the next thing we have, because I believe we have actually delivered this message. Very, very important message. We have delivered it, and we will continue to deliver our message to the world until we are heard, until we are, emancipated. Now, where is this guy? I want us to talk about this guy, Asari Dokubo, because the reason why I want us to talk about him
here again
is
today.
because, he has been
Today.
talking.
You all were expecting me, I know.
Now, okay, before we go to his speeches, before we move to his speeches, I want you to understand and ask yourself a question. Why is it that, ever since Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was, kidnapped in Kenya, what you continue to hear from this Asari Dokubo, it's all about, I smoke him out. I smoke him out. I will make sure he does not come out. I did this. I did that. What? That's all we continue to hear from him. Now, the question is, why all of a sudden he even actually come out to accept the things that he know he does not have the capacity to do? Why is he on a defensive mission, for himself this time around? Why is he on a defensive mission for himself this time around? I want us to actually find out. Let us play this video, and we will hear from him. Now we will reason the reason why he could be on a defensive mission today. Let's go there.
I am here again today. I'm here again today. You all were expecting me, I know. Yari baby amo, edabane kazala gba mi baye. Igulele. Yari baby amo, edabane kazala gba mi baye. You sabi shoot to gunny, big money master.
For those of you who are joining us now, we have actually covered a lot. I know that you will be able to rewind this video. We have covered a lot of things. You can actually rewind it. You see where we began and where we are going, because you might be thinking we are taking it in the middle. We have covered a lot before we actually invited you guys, those of you who are joining right now. So pay attention from the beginning, while you are as well paying attention to this one, to this pig in the creek, when he is playing defensive for himself for the first time. I don't know why he is playing this defensive for himself. I don't know why, but maybe during this program we will find out, definitely. because we have discernment spirit. Now, let's go there.
You sabi shoot to gunny, biggie money master. I say you sabi shoot to gunny, biggie money master. Uh-huh. A lot of you were expecting me to come out to address some very disturbing issues, misrepresentation and outright lies. These people can never tell the truth. They always lie. Lying is in their DNA. They lie a lot. They lie a lot. This man was being tried yesterday. This man was being tried yesterday in Amdekano, the Oshawere was being tried yesterday. I did not even give a second thought to it. All of a sudden, after they did not get the judgment they thought they were going to get, they came out to say, I said he will never come out from where he is. I never issued such a statement. I never said that. But they must, all their problem, it is me. When they wake up in the morning, when they have problem, affliction, it is me. And I accept it. Yet I am not important. Yet I'm seeking relevance. I never said anything like that. They should go and find out where I said so. They should come and show us where I made the statement. I don't deny my statement. I don't deny my statement. Don't go and call the job people. The job people are fighting you, call me. Those job people who are giving you their native doctors.
You know, something that I hope you are actually picking up what I'm as well picking up here, where he is talking about, you know, he never made such statement, but this guy is a guy that will come to the social media and even accept the things that he knows that he's not connected with because he believes that he can. Now I begin to ask myself a question. Why is it that this guy came this time around playing defensive, coming to actually tell you he never made that statement? Why? Telling us that he never made such statement. That he never said that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is not coming out, which has been his statement, which has been his actually, you know, plan, that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu doesn't come out because he does not want to hear Supreme Leader and our another Savior. He does not want to hear those things anymore. That is the reason why I am asking myself, why is it that Asari came out to say that he never made such statement when he is the one who even accept? He said that if you that problem, that he is the one who look for problems, that he does not sleep, he doesn't, he live with problem, that if there is no problem, he like to create one. He is now coming out to play defensive for himself. Dude, I think there is something that is behind this one. that we need to actually find out while we are listening to it. You can actually comment it in the comment section. Those watching on YouTube, I believe I am seeing your comments right in front of my screen. Those watching from YouTube. So now you can actually put that comment from there, from the YouTube direct. I will see it. And I see you, Mazi too. I see many of you on that YouTube channel. So now let us continue. Let us continue to hear from him. Is he scared? Or they are not winning? Let us continue. The enemy is trembling. Remember, they are actually trembling. It is our, topic.
To come to Osun, to come to other places, eh? They are native doctors. The native doctors, they never don't go back. I'm a footballer. Those the job people will say they will clip my wing. They will clip my wing where they walk with honor. One of the praise. Where now are heroes. One of the praise. Where say they will clip my wings. They say they will clip my wings. I'm becoming too powerful. Where they send on a native doctor. One of they use. They never run go. They never leave on her. Now, I still dey gidigba. I still dey gidigba. Say me, I say Nnamdi Kanu no go come out. This one, that one. And I say UN. UN no get power to bring her Nnamdi Kanu. More I know they deceive on herself. UN no go fit dictate to Nigeria. UN don't dictate to Russia. UN don't dictate to North Korea. Now Nigeria UN go dictate to. Where UN
Nigeria.
say then go win.
I never knew Nigeria get that
people,
muscle.
where was that stupid UN?
Okay.
All the people you are killing in Igbo land, dismembering them, decapitating them. Where is that stupid UN?
Okay.
It's not UN, tell on them. What can they wait? Say, I said it will not come out. If I said so, wait, none of you do. Me, I don't even give a damn about what you people say about me. If I say so,
He is chicken scared.
I dare. Look at how you people have destroyed Igbo land, turned Igbo land to a killing field. People who are doing CCCC with you, try to appease you. The more they try to appease you, the more you raise the bar, the more you go to shoot them, the more you go to kill them. Look at what you did to Ifeanyi Uba. Killing innocent 7 heads and security men. That Igbo man that is supporting you, that it has not reached, it was so rich.
I am picking it up. I am picking it up. But as we continue, I will now release it. I am picking it up. Wow, 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 wow. Let us continue. Let us continue. He is chicken scared. That's one thing you should actually pick up from here. He is very, very scared. And that reason I have picked it up here. Now, let us continue to listen to him, because we are going to do a conclusive analysis on him, the pig in the creek. He went and mobilized Fulani and his boys to actually continue killing people. And that is the reason why he starts waging war for pipeline security. He starts waging war for pipeline security. That's exactly what he is doing. But now let us continue to listen and actually discover what is this thing that is making his heart skip a beat. Let's continue.
I told you that wherever there is injustice, whether it be in Borneo, whether it be in Ijolando, whether it be about pipeline, whether it be about Biafra, Whether it be about Boko Haram, anywhere there is injustice rears its head, call me. I will rush down. Because most of these people perpetuating this evil, they think that they only can kill. Nobody can kill them. They have the monopoly of the power to kill. They have the monopoly of the power to maim people. They have the monopoly of the power to cause destruction. As I told you before, in this killing business, I am a professional.
But you are scared now.
Some people say, I dey breathe, some people say, I dey for wish. Some people say, I get go, move. That's why I dey. If those I can't dey like on now, that one be say I don't finish all of them, I finish now. I dey like this. All the evil one are they witch me. All the magic one are they do. All the witchcraft one are they do. I know since I be Muslim.
Oh, today you are now a Muslim. Asari Dokubo have remembered that he is a Muslim. But let us continue and see if he's really a Muslim. Because all these things he told you. Remember this guy who is claiming that he's a Muslim. Remember when he told you, bring your boys, let me go and fortify them. These are people, two-faced. They don't have any denomination. They don't belong anywhere. Bring your people, let me go and fortify them. Today now, Asari Dokubo is a Muslim. Today, he's a Muslim. Hey, Asari Dokubo, your shame, they shame me. Let us hear. There is something else I want us to hear here. When he is even saying that he's only one God, that he prayed to only one God. That is something I want us to actually hear him say. Let's continue.
On I know I be Muslim, that the party of Allah, Hezbollah, will overcome Hezbollah Shaitan.
Oh, is that so?
You hear him? Will always overcome Hezbollah Shaitan. He who has his trust in Allah, he who has gotten hold of the famous handle, it will never break. I have 100% faith as a Muslim. No
100% faith as a Muslim. How come then this Muslim with 100% faith as a Muslim start calling on boys to fortify? How do you fortify these boys? Because according to your belief system, these boys, they are not Muslim and they cannot even come to, to be, I don't know, because they are infidel as long as they are not Muslim, according to your belief. So how are you fortifying them and making them have audacious that when you shoot them gun, you no go enter, you stab them knife, you no go enter, you choke them, you no go enter. So now you are claiming you are a Muslim and you believe in Allah, and you have this Hezbollah that nothing can touch you. You are 100% Muslim and you are protected 100% by Allah and you believe in it alone. So what were you using to fortify those criminals that you claim you are bringing out from their communities? Or is it because, does it mean that those boys you fortified, when they come to help Hope Uzodinma kill in Biafra land, bullet enter them? Does it mean you no longer, because of you were disappointed on what you did in Biafra land, sending your people into a bubag, and these people now, when they meet their match, they are being killed as well? Is it how your killing machines are being killed? Is it the reason why you now become Muslim, 100% Muslim, Hezbollah, and you are a lie, that once you have it, you are covered? So one leg was in native doctor house. Juju man house, and the other leg was in Islam. It means that you are a hypocrite. Let us hear it. There is something he said here as well, where he talked about, somebody actually told him this same thing that I am saying. You will now hear what he said about it for you to know he is a two-faced person. He is chicken scared. He is chicken out. Reason best known to him. He is chicken out. Let's continue.
Shaking. Somebody they say the white where they tie the besu. The white at the tie no big besu. Like symbol of King Amakri. Abelal.
He is now lying about it. The white he was tying na ekbesu. Correct ekbesu. That was the white he is tying. Well, probably, he's been exposed, and his own people his own Fulani people who are using him will be asking him, are you even a Muslim, or are you a Ekbesu person? Are you a Muslim, or you believe in Ekbesu? Because if you are a Muslim, you're supposed to be a Muslim. You cannot be two colors as a Muslim. They hardcore believe in what they believe in. That is the reason why some people use it to manipulate some of them. Give them tramadol, tell them to go and commit suicide, that they will have 500 virgin when they die. Because they hardcore believe in what they believe in. Then this one believe in Ekbesu, and the other one leg is in Islam. Oh, does it mean this is how all Islam behave? We have to find out. I'm asking Fulanis, is it how you people, the Muslim, they behave? I don't know the Muslim from, Arabs behaving like this, because they are straight in what they believe in. They are straight in what they believe in. They can never compromise it. So how come you are not straight in your own, and yet every day you come and say you are Islam, you are a Muslim, and you believe in what you believe in Muslim 100%? You have Isbala, you have this Allah ilallah. Is that not a hypocrisy? The Islamic community is supposed to actually kick you out from it, because I don't know them in this manner. I don't actually know them in this manner. I know that they believe in what they believe in. Let us continue. We will continue to
Amakra Belala. Now they tie. My father's this in the Bandara Hatai is my father's symbol. It's not a Besu. White Abelala. White Abelala. White Abelala. Nakwarela. Are Besu Bao. White Abelala. I don't know whether they go court. We know they go court. It's none of my business. And I went and I won't send on a video. If I no put on my name on a video, no go sell.
Wow.
Me, I know they collect money for video. As you see me, I know they collect money for video.
You they collect money from pipeline. Why must you collect money for video?
So even Nnamdi Kanu is going to stay in prison, may he stay there forever and ever and die and go to hell for the evil he has brought.
Oh.
And anybody that is supporting him, may what his followers are doing happen to you directly.
Wow. This is exactly where I have it. I want to talk more about it. I want you to know, when he say, may what his followers are doing affect you. Remember what Asari Dokubo said last year or early this year, where he said that every Biafra in IPOB in Biafra land must be killed. He actually recruited boys use Ekpesu to fortify them according to him. After fortifying these people, he went ahead and now bring them down to, hinterland for them to start killing and burning places, helping the governor of Imo State to kill our innocent Biafrans because he claimed it is IPOB that is his problem. But his problem is Biafrans, especially Ndi Igbo, was his problem. Now, that mission he went shook him to his bone marrow because he could not succeed. It shook him to his bone marrow. He could not believe that his Ekpesu did not work for these people that he deceived and sent them to hinterland to go and start killing people. Now his Ekpesu could not help them. That is the reason why now you see Asari Dokubo playing defensive, telling you he never said Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will not come out. But on a second note, which is that ignorant, that is still in him, he started saying, let him live there and die there. Now, which gave me the message of the reason why he was doing this. Because what he saw in the hinterland of Biafra was not what he expected. And what they place in this, in this movement to destroy it, they are not giving them the result that they are seeking. So that is exactly what is making him so shocked. He is now experiencing and feeling the power of IPOB and Biafra. He is now feeling it. He could now see that there is nothing that will stop this energy, that is actually this burning desire in every Biafrans. So he is feeling the resoluteness, the resilience. He is feeling it. He is feeling how formidable we are. He is so scared. That's exactly the message that I am getting from him right now. But let's continue.
If you don't know, I have nothing. I did not issue any statement. But even if I issued a statement, waiting on our people. The job people where they support on now, we don't see them now. To unmask me. My mouth and my hand now they work out like this. So, ta, 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 ta. To unmask the masquerade them easy. They don't come out hopefully say, now then they send on a the native doctor. Now then they support on a the fight me and waiting to happen to now. Waiting to happen to now.
Are you listening?
So
Are you hearing it? He now believing that the Ekpesu is now coming from Igbo Land, that he is not able to use his fortified boys with his Ekpesu to kill our people in the hinterland. That is the reason why he is so scared. And now, having seen and the rolling out of our new boots on the ground, they are panicking more and more and more because they believe that unity, that togetherness that we use, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu used to establish the formidable ESN. And because of this message that the infiltrators are sending out, they believe that it is the message, it is as the same as the way it is on the ground. Now he tried. He noticed that what the infiltrators are sending out is actually a propaganda. So what he saw was not what he expected. Now he is now believing that the Ekpesu, the people of Ekpesu or whatever he may call it, are now supporting the people from hinterland because he believed that it is only his Ekpesu or Ekpesu of Ijaw people that will be able to do that job. That's why he continued to call on the Ijo people who are supporting you, the native doctors who are supporting you from Igbo Land. He is so scared, but he is trying to wage war against his opponent, Pipeline Tompolo. Or is he trying to make peace with IPOB so that when he is waging war with Tompolo, we will actually not remember him also? Wow. IPOB, we are formidable. We are indeed formidable force that the enemy can never ever bring down. That's what it is. Now let's continue to listen to him, because we will get actually more answers from him right now. Pay attention.
Don't die. Plenty job people die. Call the family of the job people who die.
Wow. Confession time.
Call the family of the job people who die where you know. I told you
Confession.
people, say, I no go reply on that. A lot of people don't. I say, now the last. I don't enter the second phase. Make on the wait for the second phase. I be Muslim. Wow. I not be Igbo. Wow. Everybody has his preference. I'm not an Igbo.
Wow.
I'm a Muslim.
Second phase.
I'm taking the kalima to Shahada. La ilaha illallah.
Okay, before he finish it. Second phase he's talking about is that he went back to regroup, to recruit more people that are going to fall, to recruit more Fulanis that are going to come to hinterland and fall. Or is it the second phase he's talking about? Because the first phase, they are finished. Now you are beginning to understand that same thing the leadership told us. That then they have come, they came to try. And the rest of them run away. So he is now confirming it by telling you, we have now, bringing out the second phase, because the first phase languished. The first phase was destroyed. And the same way that they are going to continue to be destroyed, they are going nowhere. That's the way it is. Let us continue. Confession time. We are actually discerning. We are now receiving the message clearly. Is it clearly? Yes. We are receiving that message clearly. That's exactly what he is doing right now. Let's continue. After reciting this, he will go and carry his ekbesu, put on his forehead. After reciting this, he still go and use his ekbesu.
I have no other God. I have nothing comparable to any God. I have no association with my God, and nothing. It is freedom of religion. Ijo is a beautiful place. If you want to be an Igbesu man, be an Igbesu man. If you want to be anything, be. I will not disturb you.
That person
is
touching
you and your maker. But for me, I am a Muslim. Me, I am a Muslim. And I will not compromise that with anybody. Say yesterday, I go prosa. Me, those on a black magic one they do. On the black magic one on a thing say them feel conjure me. I be a mafubrina. I be a mafubrina.
Are you getting the message clearly?
Legibo gelebo nengi.
Are you getting the message clearly?
Polia bere.
Black magic.
You don't know me. I be a mafubrina.
He's now calling it black magic because he could not succeed. That's why he is now calling it black magic. Because he could not succeed to kill innocent people in Biafra land, in hinterland of Biafra, rather. He could not succeed. He's now saying that all those black magic that you people are using. And yet he says he's a mafuglimina. Wow. this guy, oh, although you are, they have transformed you into a comedian. So that's what you are.
Legi bogele bonengi. Sinya tolu. Boli abere. Eti abale. Abala buruburu. Ane yare. Ini mi abe mubola. So those who want to do a besu can go and do a besu. I have nothing against them. You are a Christian, go and do. My wife, the head of my house, she's a Christian. Go and do your Christianity. Me, I'm a Muslim. Laila ila antas wanaka ni kuntumina zalimi. If Allah had not saved me, I would have been lost totally.
Wow.
If Allah had not saved me, Laila ila
Confession time.
antas wanaka ni kuntumina zalimi, I would have been among the worst of mankind. Do you Igbesu? I'm not against your Igbesu. I'm a Muslim. Do your Christianity? I'm not against your Christianity. I'm a Muslim. Do your Jewish Judaism? I'm not against your Judaism. I'm a Muslim. But don't come to me to say I must follow your religion. I'm not following your religion. The white I tied on my head is the symbol of my father, Amakri. Abilalai. Ana Amakri abilala mi apoye. And Igbesu abilala pa. Pasisi. Learn before you talk.
Wow.
Learn before you talk. Yeah, so Austin, every...
They busted his bubbles. They busted his bubbles. That's exactly what happened there. He was just running his mouth. He does not know intelligent people are in the comment section actually following him up. They busted his bubbles. They now expose him to his fellow, to his so-called fellow people in the north. They now expose him to tell them that he is two-faced. He is a hidden. That is actually what is now the reason why he's telling you, if you want to follow this, you follow it. If you want to follow that, you follow it. He thinks he can come out to lie in public without somebody decoding his lie or telling him what exactly he is. He go to native doctor, he fortify people. Tomorrow he will tell you he's going to mosque to pray. He's going to mosque to pray. Why did he not take those boys to mosque to fortify them? Why does he take them to native doctor's house? These are hypocrites. Hypocrite. That is now telling me the reason why he always call himself a Muslim. He call himself a Muslim so that Fulani will continue to give him contract, pipeline contract. And maybe after this Tompolo fight, he might cease to call himself a Muslim, because he's only a Muslim for Fulani to notice him, to say he's our own, he's not infidel. We will give him pipeline security. But now, that one don't pass through your head. You don't now recognize, say, maybe it's because I've been the go native doctor, they go they fortify myself, go they fortify people. And I've been lying to myself, say, using the name of Allah to lie to myself. Now, he is now trying to see if he will now brainwash his masters again. But he does not know that his masters are more intelligent than him. The disappointment that will continue to come your way because your masters is more intelligent than you. You have failed. You have failed to kill Ndi Igbo. You have failed to kill Biafrans. You have failed woefully. That's why you went so quickly to go and recruit boys, recruit criminals. That is the reason why you went so quickly to do so that you will be for them to secure you, because you know that this Epesu is no longer protecting your chest, because you know that these your people in the north that are using you, they are now losing faith in you. Maybe they will now actually destroy you. That is the reason why you are doing all these things you are doing. If you come to the media, you just brag. You are this, tomorrow you are crippled, tomorrow you are on a wheelchair, next tomorrow you are walking again, and you still come out to brag. You know where you are going to actually make money? Had it been you became a comedian, you will make more. Instead of coming here, acting so tough. You're not that tough. That's why you don't know where you belong. You belong to native doctor, one leg belong to mosque. I am calling on these people who are in the north. This guy is a hypocrite. He's deceiving all of you with Islam. Of course, you people must have found out that is the reason why you did not give him the contract of pipeline guard. They have found out. And you are so scared because you are going to stand alone. You are going to stand alone. Those boys you recruited, small time or the money where you are going to use to, actually make them stand, it will finish. It will finish. Then your balm will be open in the public. You will no longer come and say, I am more rich than Onamdi Kanu. I am more famous than Onamdi Kanu. I have 50 children. You will no longer come out to say it. You will now expose yourself for what you are. Nobody will wage war against Biafra agitation, against IPOB, that will not be put to shame. Go and ask Abba Kyari. Go and ask disgrace the DCP or what. Go and ask him. Nobody will, nobody will wage a war against peculiar people of Chukwokika Biama. Nobody. You cannot do it. You are still pissing in your pants. So you cannot. We are IPOB. We are fighting a just cause. Regardless of how you want to paint what we are doing, how you want to paint it to the public, to actually sabotage us, we are used to media propaganda. That's what they did and killed and caused, bring a Holocaust to our ancestors, 1967 to 1970. To our parents, actually, not even our ancestors, our parents. That's what they did. Media propaganda. They use media propaganda to bring Holocaust to our ancestors. They killed them. But here we are again. From the remnant, we were rose up. We rose up again to actually restore that thing they died for. And we are going to make them proud. This time around, no energy, no power is going to stop us. Not even the infiltrators. They aren't going to stop us. They will just continue to constitute nuisance, winning the heart of those that are weak. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu prepared us. He told us to make sure that our brain is in gear. We need mental strength to persevere, to endure. That comment section they used to insult you, to persevere, to endure. Whichever way they are going to come, you continue to persevere. You continue to endure. Whichever way you are going to bring your propaganda against this holy movement, we continue to persevere and endure, because our brain is in gear. We are, ready to go through any test, because what we are fighting to achieve, it is not just, regular nation. It is a special nation, the land of Elohim on the face of planet. We are building a new Jerusalem in the land of Biafra. So let us continue.
Every man must experience that. Yes, every man, I will experience that. I'm not bigger than that. That with all the evil imagination that you people have against me, I am going to 59. It's a celebration.
Wow.
I felt sick on Sunday because somebody I stays in a hotel,
60-year-old man.
somebody I'm very close to, died. I had never known that he had a condition. I had always seen him strong, vibrant, athletic young man. He died. And he touched me because that day I had promised a big person, I'm coming to Yenegua to meet with the person, and I broke down.
Wow.
Tolu Amatu is dead. When I heard the news of his death, I broke down.
Wow. So that's why you are scared.
He's a much younger person. I'm 59.
60-year-old man.
Still alive. Alhamdulillah. Allah has been disproportionately kind to me. People are talking of grace. Who had fought the war I had fought? They want to jam my head and Ateke said, Ateke Portuguese, so that I will talk. So that, oh, Ateke. Is it the first time I go to Ateke's house? Allen, ask Allen. The IYC election. Was I not there at Ateke's house eating with him? I minimized my going to my senior brother Ateke place. He has become a king. As a king in his place, the joke we joke, like the day I went, all those joke, all those holy name, all those things. He's a king. I can't do that with him. I can't be free with him. If not ask, I go there, I eat. I go there, I crap. Everybody in the house, once I come on, you bring this one, you bring that. You know, bring that. I go take all of. Ask these people. They thought that was the first time because we snap picture. But he has become a king. And I quote him that the respect of a king. I can't go there and start like that day I went. Now look at the way we were joking. Nobody can do that with him. It's my senior brother. I acknowledge him. If he travel, whether it's in Lagos or it's in Abuja, anywhere, I go to see him. And we have jolly good time. If I go and say, you know, they drink anything and water, you are not a good visitor. He's hearing me.
He's lying.
I talk to him on the phone regularly.
He's lying. If he's not drinking anything, he's smoking Mpulum Mili, which make him fall asleep when he was broadcasting, is it last year, early this year? He smoked Mpulum Mili. That's why he is always, coming to the media to talk rubbish. He say he's not drinking anything. I'm telling you now, he is actually trying to act more Muslim than even the Muslim in the north. He drinks, he smoke. Of course, by their fruit you shall know them. By his fruit we are knowing him. This is the man who wished ill of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. This is the man who wished ill of Biafra's agitators. This is the man who said that every IPOB members should be killed. Now, he is now counting his losses. Pipeline security guard now went over his head and flew over his head. He never got to him. This is the same man. When you wage war against peculiar people, this is what you are going to get. This is just the beginning of your new beginning. Actually, the worst is yet to come for you. You wished IPOB to be killed, all of them. The worst is yet to come for you. Let us continue and continue to listen to him while he is chickening out.
I went to say, There are so many pictures with him. I will display the pictures. Maybe because it was not in the press. I go there to see him. But as a king, I cannot have that freedom and that thing to do the things I used to do with him. I'm somebody who is a treaty chief. I know what tradition is. And Okrika and Kalawari Bonny, Bani people, including Opopo, to a certain extent, Nembe, we share similar culture. And somebody has become amenable. If somebody has become amenable, I should accord him that respect. It is my duty to accord him that respect. I'm not aspiring to become amenable. As a Muslim, I have several limitations.
Wow.
There are certain things I cannot do. Even as
Are you hearing it? This is a confession. This is a confession. Now you will now agree with me to what I've been telling you. That what he is doing now, he saw as a result of what he's doing against IPOB, that it has actually exposed him to his masters. Now he is telling you as a Muslim, there are things he could not do, he should not do. But now things you could not do just because you are actually hiding under this religion, that you don't want to belong, that you are just hypocritically claiming that you are one of them. Now you are now saying that this religion is stopping you from achieving a lot of things from your side, because pipeline security guard is no longer with you. That is exactly what you are saying here. You are actually confessing your challenges for being a Muslim. That's what he is doing. Confession time. Let us continue to hear this warrant chief, or whichever chief he call himself. You know, we continue to hear him as he continue to confess. I told you, he want to prove to the people, to his masters, that he is even in, he is still more Muslim than every other person. But while he is trying to prove it to them, he is actually incriminating himself some more by telling you there are many things you cannot do as a Muslim. Believe you me, if you are a Muslim, you know that there are many things you cannot do as a Muslim. So why are you complaining if these things are not your problem? Why are you complaining? It means that you did not go into being a Muslim at your own will. You go there for a purpose, and that purpose is now no longer coming. That's exactly what it is. You went there for a purpose. Well, let's continue to listen to you.
the chief, libation, sacrifices, I cannot do them. So I have certain limitations.
But you can fortify
so
people.
Certain position I cannot aspire for as a Muslim, because I have taken the kalima to Shahada. I cannot commit shirk. Even as careful as we are, there are little shirk coming in. Because the environment I come from, there is no way you can totally accept. You want to run away, you don't want to be involved. And if I am not involved, it will also affect the deen of Islam. So please, I did not say anything about Nnamdi Kanu being released or not being released. But if Nnamdi Kanu is not being released, that is where he ought to be. He should not be released. Me, I'm saying it. Not that anybody said it.
Okay.
Nnamdi Kanu, when he's released, what of those
people
he has killed?
Overcoming his fear.
Why should he be released?
Trying to overcome his fear, being the
dead.
man.
Those people who have died, is it better than them? I did not say. You people will say, I say. If I say, what do I help you do me? I'll take a member. I'm a footballer now. I'm going to be married to you. I'm a footballer now. If you don't go career, I'm a footballer now.
A footballer.
Sing I told you.
60-year-old man.
Like Ibogele Bonengi. Pa ipolo amimo. Poli abere. Akpoli kun abere paramata. I don't want it. Carry your trouble on your head. Don't bring your trouble to me. And those little liars. On a black magic, no go carry me go closer. INC president was with me. Several others were to me. Several others are calling me. I said I won't reply you people again. I've finished the first phase. Wait for the second phase.
Wow. Or the first phase finish
He
you.
that diggeth a pit will surely fall in.
The one like you have fallen into it already.
I am Media Bali. Abala buru buru.
Every day you are Eddie Abali. No wonder you sometimes on a wheelchair. Eddie Abali is these things that they sleep too much. No wonder you come to a program, you just fall asleep. That is Eddie Abali. Eddie Abali. They sleep too much. That is the meaning of Eddie. Eddie Ola. Who knows how the room where you sleep will be vibrating since you are Eddie Abali. You're not just Eddie Abali. Let us continue. Let us continue as he make, he do
When
this
I
confession.
say something I do it, he will lead people to my place. As they go, as they come, tell your family first.
So scared.
No be mouth. You will lead people to my place. As they come, tell your family first. Tell your family first. Inshallah ta'ala.
I told you he's so scared.
I know as they come, tell your family first.
So scared.
As they come, tell your family first. I know they reply anybody. I know they talk about anybody. I know they talk about anything again. The second phase, from Monday, and I go see the second phase. When the second phase go start, on I go the bonfire for now. On a house go the hot, you go the heat up. Oh, when
He said from Monday, you na go see the second phase when on a house do the born. Could it been these people? There is something happening in Imo State actually lately. I believe that so many of you saw what is happening in Imo State because he's singing on a house go the born. Does it mean that the second phase is sending military to Imo State? Is sending military to Imo State to burn people's houses and kill innocent people? Wow. So this time around, he is using military. He is no longer using these recruited boys. Wow. Wow. This is a real confession. He said, when a house go, they burn. Now that will remind you of what happened in Imo State. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? The activities of Fulani terrorists in the military uniform, the army of conquest, that went to Imo State to burn more than 50 houses, kill people under the leadership of Hope Uzodinma. Because Hope Uzodinma and Asari Dokubo are in the same fraternity.
That's why they actually created a bubago. Are you now connecting the dot of what is going on in Imo State? He is well aware that people's house will be burned. He is well aware that people's house will be burnt. The same thing that the military, the Fulani terrorists in military uniform did in Imo State. Is it in Osu or Osu? I think it's in Osu, or I believe it's in Osu. The same thing. That is exactly, he is now scared to send his boys. They are now walking out to send it. Maybe they are the people that was given military uniform. Yes. Maybe these boys, they are the ones giving military uniform and military arsenals. So that when they are coming, you will believe they are military without knowing that they are terrorists recruited by Asari Dokubo and the Fulani Jihad. This is exactly what is happening in Biafra land. That means those people you see and you are calling them military, burning your houses, maiming people, leaving you homeless, killing you in Imo State, they are not military. They are Asari Dokubo's boys, because the first two people they sent without military uniform, they did not return home. That is the reason why, because they know that Biafrans in Biafra land, once they see military, they will begin to run. They will begin to flee. That is exactly what they are doing. But now, he has given us this secret. Now, we need to prepare ourselves. He said that your house will be burning. I will play it again for you to see. And remember that he made this broadcast not today, not yesterday, not just before yesterday. He said your houses will be burning. The same thing that this military are doing in Imo State. So which means they are not military. They are the people using Fulani, Nigeria military uniform and military mobilities to come into Imo State, Biafra land, and continue to burn and kill people. So that you will not say anything you will think is military. They are not military. They are terrorists. And they must be treated like terrorists. Asari Dokubo has exposed them. They are not military. They are terrorists. That's what he just said now. Let's go back to it so that you will hear it and hear it clearly. Because the reason why we always bring the voice of these people back to our screen is for us to actually follow the dot and dot the dot and connect it where the dot's supposed to be. Now let's hear it again.
Family first. As they come, tell their family first. I know they reply anybody. I know they talk about anybody. I know they talk about anything again. The second phase, from Monday, I'm going to go see the second phase. When the second phase go start, on a go the bonfire for now.
Did you hear that? When this phase go start, you na go burn fire for a house. That is a bombshell. That is the exposition that we are here for this evening. Those people wearing army uniform, burning houses in Imo State, they are not military. They are Asari Dokubo boys. In agreement with Hope Uzodinjo to go to military barracks and give them military mobilities because uniform they can get it, because they know they could not succeed when they are not in military uniform. When they come like criminals, they cannot succeed. When they come like terrorists, they cannot succeed. But when these terrorists come like military, they know that they do things with audacity, because we are not yet waging war against these people in military uniform. But I think it is time for our leadership to look into this. It is time to look into that. Because how can we be watching our people homeless? Because Asari Dokubo boys wearing military uniform, because they failed from the beginning, they now re-strategize, wearing military uniform, using military mobility to actually come and make our mothers, our parents, our siblings, our family members homeless. I'm appealing to the leadership to look into it. To look into it. Because Asari Dokubo just confessed. He just confessed. He will be burning your houses. That's what he said here. Remember, his first was that every IPOB must be killed.
Family first.
Let's continue.
As they come, tell their family first. I know they reply anybody. I know they talk about anybody. I know they talk about anything again. The second phase, from Monday, I'm going to go see the second phase. When the second phase go start, on a go the bonfire for house. On a house go the hot. You go the heat up, oh, when the second phase go start.
Did you hear that?
The second phase go start next week. On a go lose everything.
Did you hear that?
That is done. Me I know do. Me I know they look for those money all I they look for. I be contented, man, no. NDDC, yeah, body go come, oh. Agbabio, come with the dollar. For Ghana must go. On I enter room with Agbabio. On a collect the dollar. On a collect the dollar. On a collect the dollar. After collecting the dollar, I MC president. I YC president. All the old Bushamani, they were all there. Traditional ruler war.
It's no joke, dog.
They are all there, oh. Akpabio dollar. Ghana must go. No more NDDC board. It's Jamaica wise up, oh. The she scanner, the civil scammer. Now they break so. He go amnesty, now me go there amnesty. Now my person go there amnesty. Ah! My person must there amnesty. He remove Boro, he remove Dokubo, The girl don't go, everybody run, go there, carry dollar, for Ghana must go. Take it dollar, take it dollar.
Did you see now? Did you see? Every time you say it's military, they are no military. They are no military. These are Asari Dokubo. Nigeria does not have that military capacity. These are Asari Dokubo men. Because they could not succeed. They have, re-strategized. Please, the leadership, please look into what this guy is saying down. He said that our houses will be burning. We are going to lose everything. That is Asari Dokubo's confession. That is his confession. Those burning houses in Imo State are no military. They are not military. They are not zoo military. They are terrorists groomed by Fulani, Asari Dokubo masters. You saw them when he was recruiting them. You saw the type of ammunitions they were in possession of. For you to see those such ammunitions, so that when they come around, you will think it is Nigeria military. You will know that it is terrorists that bear that type of ammunition in Nigeria. Military, you can only see Nigeria military with AK-47 or G4. That's what you see Nigeria military with. AK-47 that you will, and the G4 that, you will, if you shoot it for like 30 minutes straight, it will just jam. That's what they carry. But when you see Boko Haram, you have seen those people in Asari Dokubo's place that day. And that is the same people that they are given military uniform to go out there to burn your mother's houses, to kill your parents, to kill your siblings. It is Asari Dokubo's making and must be looked into. Very, very important. As quick as possible. Let's listen to him before we finalize and see if there is any more confession he is going to make here. Because he is so scared. That's why he is now in cahoot with the military. That's why he is now presenting them as military. Official terrorists. That's what he is bringing into our land now. Let's continue. Of course, I believe that the people he is fighting war against for pipeline security, they are listening. Because if any military people attack you, you should know it's Asari Dokubo. Tompolo, if any military come to say hi to you, you should know it's Asari Dokubo's boys. That's what it is. Don't forget. Let us continue.
Take it dollar. Take it dollar. I'll be German freedom fighter, dollar, freedom fighter. Oh, we dey see all now, Agbabio dollar, NDDC, but inauguration, INC president, oh mama standing there, mama, I was mama, oh bolidas, mama, everybody, mama, call it, all I damo. Kiss it, no give, I know they give chichi, no they give chichi, he put down for hand, want to clip my wings. You cannot fight against God, oh. Your black magic, they work for me. As you send your spears, you send your arrows. If I send them back to you, if I send them back to you, My grandmother say, make I allow my hand they clean, oh. Make I no soil my hand, oh. I no one soil my hand, because that is hard, oh. That is spear, oh. Way they send me, oh. If I send them back to you, if I send them back to you, you will be history. You be history. You know it.
I got the message.
You will be history. Who knows the NDDC, Akpabio dollar, who knows him?
NDDC. Nigeria
Who knows the Akpabio
Defense.
dollar?
NDDC.
dollar, they
Nigeria Defense what?
When I tell you,
NDDC.
no Icho man can come out boldly to come and say these things. Everybody say, they call me, this. They cannot come out to say this truth. The INC president, does he not know? Was he not disgraced there? After Akpabio dollar for Ghana must go. After Akpabio dollar for Ghana must go. Traders
Madness.
calling yourself freedom fighters. Traders calling yourself freedom fighters. Anywhere there is injustice, call me. That is what I had volunteered. Anybody who went to, the people who went to Baptist High School with me, Akpo Grammar School with me, Unicar with me, go and ask them. Go ask them. Anywhere there is injustice, that mean. And they come out, run, I stand for front, fire. I they call me, Okilo, fire, fire, fire. Since that time I they fire, they fight injustice till today. Go and ask my mates. Say me I be called man. Me myself I be called. How I go condescend so low to go and become one of these small spiritual essence. You know where I don't reach. You know where I don't reach. When I follow me become Muslim after I run. After I run. How responsible people they behave. And I don't hear say then carry dollar come my house. Come show picture now. Picture day for the dollar where they carry come. Picture day. The generation now so the fool. These people they scam on and see they carry on at the trade. Blackmailers, they blackmail people, they are this, that this, the blackmail you bring for them. It has ended. That thing, we have ended it forever and ever. We have ended it. Everybody say, no, you fit one. I don't do one. It has ended. Blackmail governor, blackmail this one, all of them rush to. You do your black magic, you invoke their spirit, weak spirit, then come to. That's why you think, say, if you invoke weak spirit, if you invoke me, I feel comfortable. I know, you know go fit. If me, I carry you, put for mind, pray one day. One lie be lie, you no go survive. I take you, put for mind, say, I call my malam, my associate them. I say, this is my problem, pray. One lie be lie, you won't survive. You know me. You know me. We know ourselves. So all those small rats we they send, cockroaches we they send. Me, I know they hide now. Toro bayo wu ani yarat here. I know they hide. I don't hide. I told you nothing about pipeline where I go talk. So you where is the NDDC this thing? Where the NDDC? Where the NDTC board? Those of you where they're listening to scammers and blackmailers.
Oh,
and
Niger
you don't hear
Delta,
anybody who
something,
don't come
something, not Nigeria Defense.
God
Niger
forbid,
Delta,
them and this and that.
is it Niger Delta
Yeah,
Defense
this and that. You know they see my house, so I know they waka. If it
pipeline
waka,
guard?
any of ona, whether I am the can, all of ona, any of ona, where they my, including my brother, for all my brothers, everybody, who they waka the way when they waka.
Ijo people don't turn against you.
Today I'm here, tomorrow I'm there. Tell like that
Wow.
they waka. Who they waka? Today I dey number. Hey, I dey mo. Hey, I dey. If it waka. On a road too far. On a road too far. And I don't know where I be. I know the Obama. I don't travel. I dey another place. Now so I dey waka out. I know they hide waka out. Now full public glad they waka out. They see me for airport. They see me for everywhere. Don't go fit waka. You dey come talk. You go blackmail people. Talk one thing. Hey, this man get gun. We dey fear am. Him boy is this. You don't see me where they do that kind of thing. You don't see me where they issue ultimatum say this. When I talk something, say you, I go catch you. Surely I will catch you. When I tell Nnamdi Kanu, say I will smoke you out. I did that video 2 years before his arrest.
What do you smoke
2 years
them
before
out?
Nnamdi Kanu arrest. I say anywhere you are, I will smoke you out. I told him. Try me now. Now mouth then they talk. I go pursue you until I reach your place. All those are black magic at this, I go burn them down. And I go catch you, carry go. Wallahi. I have the grace of anywhere injustice, evil appear. At their blood then. Tony Moro their blood. One are shed. Come on, camera, collect water. Then you know. I've been done now. Benjamin, if you like say no sabi buko, Sraigbe na me, Sraigbe publish something na me. So if I talk say wicked against the job people, what you go do me now, Benjamin Apa? Ipa. If you like know they read, understand I go school, now the kind school on I go. Chief Sraigbe publish something. Yeah, if my mama
Niger
born
Delta
make I
Development
come up here, make I send you
Commission.
pictures of Abia.
Or corporation, rather. Niger Delta
want which
Development
day you want me to come
Corporation.
out here?
Hygienist Maruka, thank you very much.
I ask you now, Ekene Chuku, Isaac, Igbo. Which day you want me to come up here? Tell me where it is so that I'll come meet you for Abia. Make you no wrong, go idle. Make you no run, go hide. The day why I will come up here, come meet you.
This guy is a coward. Wow.
So I say, I don't get their time. Oh. I don't get their time. I know they reply them. I know they for that one. At the second phase, I don't pass the first phase.
Okay.
This one, if not be IPOB people and this one come talk, so I for no come talk. IPOB people, I beg, no can know they call my name, put, not be me talk. I no release that kind of statement. But I wish, waiting me, I believe, I wish, I pray for. He go die for prison. I have to pray for. At the place and make him die for prison. That one back pass, if he's a talk, I don't talk that kind. But I say they pray every day because he's an evil man. He should pay for the evil he has committed.
Oh, you are so scared of him.
Nnamdi Kanu should pay for the evil.
You are so scared of him. I get the
Anywhere
message.
where you see this thing. Chop corruption money. Where now? Every time I say chop corruption money. Mona tell me where are the
You are corruption yourself.
the carry chop corruption money. Why go you no answer me again? He said make I come Anambra. So that is it. I did not issue the statement. I was not.
Why you don't want to reply the one who say make you come Anambra?
We were all fighting for a John nation, for the good of the John nation. We thought we were doing the good thing. That's the same thing that in American people take advantage.
Oh, you are not. You are no longer fighting for your Biafra.
To look for the
you are now fighting for a John nation. That is how I tell you that this man is a hypocrite. He is a hypocrite because now pipeline guard is no longer with him. Now he's fighting for a John nation. Hypocrite. And that is just the beginning.
Which of the elders will stand? Where then they now? Where then stand today? Say me, my boy. Can't look my boss. Whether any of them are clean, rich, the people will follow. No be far and name they call. Igbo Papa. Canada. Call them now. Do they look like that boy? Are they bunkers like you? Are they bunkers like you? When you see them, no be beg on and they beg them money. I don't see my people. They can't talk, say make a point. You self they talk. You know what you can't do now. I know go to that level, can't talk about that thing. But you know, inside your mind, you know. If you say I go talk up, no, I don't go talk up. You will they talk. If you say I go talk, I don't go talk up.
Wow. This man is a snitch.
The money don't finish. Now, and then PC pipeline money.
He's a snitch.
And I talk of Oluofore. How you go compare yourself with Oluofore? That young man get brain. That young man, he reach out to people. Humble himself, irrespective of his position. Irrespective of his, say, you know, they fight with Shakiri people. You know, they fight.
Now, great Biafrans all over the world, I am going to leave this pig in the creek behind here because, you know, when I actually look at it, I only see that this pig in the creek is actually having issues with everybody. The John nation is now against him for his atrocities and crime and his hypocrisy. He's a two-faced man. He cannot be trusted. And I am happy that the job people are now actually decoding that. And they will continue actually to make use of that information to work against this man until he ceases to come out to talk rubbish. He is not a bird. He is not, he is not a winged animal. He is not a walking animal. I don't know where he belongs. He does not have, actually destination. Today he is with Biafra. Tomorrow he's fighting for a generation. Next tomorrow he is now one Nigeria. When, this is to show you that somebody that is not consistent, he does not know what he wants. Well, the only thing that he continues to do is only to sell his people out for his own selfish benefit. Just like you see today, he confessed that the people who are burning houses are his boys, not the military. So that is exactly the message that we actually got from Asari Dokubo today. The people who are burning those houses, we saw the video all over the place. It is not the Nigerian military. It is Asari Dokubo's terrorists in military uniform and using military mobilities to actually carry out their job, their plans, supported by the military. And there is this military man called Nwachukwu who is supposed to be Biafrans. They're supposed to be protecting the interest of Biafrans, but rather he is protecting the interest of the enemies of Biafra. But
That we are not worried about, because we know that one day justice will be served. We are not worried about anything because we are Biafrans, we are resolute, we are formidable. No one will stop this fire from burning. No one will stop this burning desires that is in every Biafran. No one. They can only manipulate it on some people with low spirit and low discernment through the infiltrators, through the autopilot, but they will never stop the fire burning. They will never ever stop the fire. Just like this man, there is this man that I've been actually trying to, understand his activities. The man that lives in is it Downing Street, where all the letters of IPOB goes in Downing Street, London. That man who is now the man
Okay, great Biafrans all over the world. This is where we are going to bring it up. The reason why I bring back this video, I know so many of you believe that this video is a new video. This video was done on the video was actually done on the 18th of September 2022. So it is like yesterday I promised you that I will show you that Asari Dokubo's boys are the reason why our houses are being burnt in Biafra land. So that is the reason why I reiterated. This video was done when Ujuanya was actually vocal speaking about Biafra when Queen Elizabeth died. So that's when Asari Dokubo made this confession. So I want you to understand that any place where our people's home is burnt, it is Asari Dokubo, not Nigeria military. So this is where we are going to believe in it today. We will meet again tomorrow. If you have not followed us on that Facebook page, continue to follow us, like the video on YouTube, share the video until we meet again. Stay safe and stay informed. Asari Dokubo will soon meet his Waterloo. For every atrocities he has committed in our land, he will definitely meet his Waterloo. Bye for now.